Hello, joyful soul community. This is Letty, and I am here with another segment of soul to soul communication and sharing with from my soul to your soul with all of you. Thank you for joining my community. Thank you for subscribing. If you have not hit the bell, please hit the bell. Ding ding, please. That would be so awesome. So today's topic is going to be on the energies that are in the world right now. They're pretty big, right? There's a lot going on, guys. I'm going to do a session in another installment on the ascension process that we're all going through. I think the one thing that I just kind of wanted to talk with you today about was how to manage these energies. Why are we all kind of feeling this intense energy, a lot of pressure, a lot of explosive energy, right? Maybe even from ourselves or from somebody in the family, even the dog, I'm sure. So what is all this? Why is this happening? And what can we do to help manage it? So we are going through an ascension process. So that ascension process, normally, guys, it takes place every 26,000 years. It's the end of a spiritual season. The world is not going to end. However, the world, and this was something that had come up when, in what, 2012, I think everybody thought that the world was going to end, the Mayan calendar. And it really wasn't that the world was ending. It was the shift that started back then was really just a shift in things as we knew them to be. We're going to change systems that we've always been totally, connected with, things that we just became so familiar with and so used to. And we can see from the pandemic, right? Things changed. A lot of us worked from home. So the traditional going into the office, that shifted. Kids didn't, they couldn't go to school. So the traditional teacher, student, 20, 30 students in the classroom, that shifted. Now they were at home and they were working with their mom and dad. These bangs, this is going to be the thing, right? So that shifted. So a lot of things have changed, and that's kind of what that is. We're also going from a 3D environment where everything was mostly material, lots of competition, competing, money, just the focus on those things anyway. That has shifted. A lot more people now are looking at community. There's community gardens going in all over, lots of cities here in the US, community gardens, neighbors helping each other, hey, I got some eggs, you want some, zucchinis, and we trade. So things are just changing. I think the world that we all had grown up with and kind of got used to is just shifting in the way it's going to look for a lot of people. So that energetic shift, because we are energetic beings, right, has totally gone out into the world, right? That energy, like we talked about in the first couple of videos, goes out into the universe. We do affect things. We do affect people. So our kids are feeling that too. Everyone's feeling it. Some people know it's happening and some people don't know it's happening. Some people have no idea it's happening and they're just like, oh my God, I'm having these emotional outbursts. I've been crying a lot. It's not just menopause for you ladies. And it's not just, oh, they're just being teens, or they're just being a kid, or he's just two, or men, right? Full moon. My husband gets weird on the full moon, but it's not just those things. There is something shifting. Okay. So whether you believe in this or not, it's happening, right? It's happening. We all know it's happening. We can feel it. Maybe we don't know what it really means. Maybe we don't have a definition, but we can sense something. So one of the things that I think some of the symptoms for ascension are feeling really tired. If you feel really, really tired, the planet is basically going through it's a photon belt, and it's going through this part of the universe that is just super intense energy. The sun is a galactic sun, right? It's got a lot of energy behind it. So and that helps to balance things. Actually, to be out in the sun helps to balance you. So some of the symptoms that we might be feeling are exhaustion, really tired. You come home from work and you're just exhausted. You're just like, God, I feel so tired. Why am I so tired? I mean, more tired than usual. Well, that's because your body is going through some major shifts, right? So you're going to feel tired. The other thing that could be happening is maybe some increased headaches. Okay, you're feeling like you got a headache. And for anyone that does any meditation or any kind of spirit work, you will feel a headache afterward, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong. You're just connecting. You're pretty strong in your connection. The other thing that you might be feeling is some depression and some anxiety, more than normal. More than normal. When I say more than normal, I just mean, it's intense or it lasts longer than normal. The other thing that could be happening is emotional outbursts. You're just having these experiences where you're like, "Ah!" "Ah!" and you yell or you cry or you just need to let it all out, right? Kids, how many of us have children that are kind of going through these days where they're just feeling really emotional and they're crying more, they're not sleeping that good, they're feeling a little off kilter, and we don't know what that is. I mean, we make up we can, come up with a bunch of reasons, right? There's always something, but if we're not paying attention to what is really going on, then we're just going to keep putting a little band-aid over these things. We're not going to know how to manage it better so that we have a better experience. So what I have done, this ascension process for me, this all really started in 2012, which actually for years now, but much stronger after 2012. Well, for me, I started, perimenopause and all that stuff probably about 5-7 years ago. And I thought, oh, it's just menopause. And some of the symptoms for menopause kind of went away, right? But there was other things. And my emotional, well-being was pretty, I didn't realize how sad I was during the pandemic and during all the sheltering in place. I didn't realize how sad I was until things started opening up. I'm here in California, and we could kind of see people outside and talk to people, and I've just been able to see more people, and I'm like, oh, humans, yay! And it was like, hi, how's it going? My name's Letty. It's so nice to meet you. And I had no idea how much I had just needed that. I didn't realize that. And that, guys, kids, they need that social interaction. So they kind of went with the flow. They didn't have much of a choice, right? So now they're just trying to manage these energies. So a couple of things that you can do that might help you. Number one is if you're feeling tired, definitely sleep. Get as much rest as possible. Um, Not everybody likes to sleep, the 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever it is. Take naps during the day. If you feel like you need to take a nap, take a nap. Just let your body kind of recharge. That's basically what it is. You're rebalancing, you're recharging, you're kind of feeling a little bit more centered. Okay. So do that. Love yourself. That's self-care. The other thing that you can do is definitely drink more water. For sure. Drink tons and tons of water. That is crucial right now. So drink as much water as possible. If you can put it out in the sun for about an hour and blue glass, okay, you doesn't have to be fancy schmancy. You can go to Costco and get a bottle of vodka, throw it out or drink it, whatever you're going to do. But you can use the blue glass. There's a lot of powerful energy in that. And you just put water in there, put it outside for 1 hour. Don't go like two days, right? Put it out there for 1 hour. Just like crystals, you re-energize your crystals, for those that knew about crystals, and just bring it back in and then drink it. And you're going to feel different. It's going to feel better for you. You're going to have a little more energy coming forward. The other thing that you can do is also spend as much time as possible in nature. And nature doesn't have to be going on a 5-mile hike. Okay. Nature could be just, instead of sitting inside watching TV, this is summer, we're in the middle of summer, right? In most parts of the world, I think, but spend time outside. Spend time outside. If it's cold, put on a jacket. Put on a sweater, but go and sit outside. Whether it's sunlight or moonlight or starlight, doesn't matter. It will help you. It will help your physical being. It will help you just feel calmer. It will help you feel a little bit more energized. It will help on so many levels, guys. So sit outside. The other thing that I would totally recommend is if you haven't planted a garden, I would totally recommend planting a garden. Obviously not just for the food, but because it's peaceful. It's a nice thing to do. And when you're working with dirt and you're working with a living being, a living thing, right? Plants, that not only energizes you having all these plants around you, but it also, when you're working with the dirt, when you water dirt, so I have a confession. My mom has this beautiful garden in front of her house. And from the time that I can remember, maybe what, 2 or 3 years old, I every weekend, Saturday mornings, it was like shh, we could hear the water. And she was outside watering before the sun got too hot. She was outside watering all her roses and the grass and the flowers. And we would be like, "Good morning, mom." Coming out, totally dead to the world. And it smelled super good. I mean, just wet dirt. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. It just does something. I just love it. I love it. I love it. So my mom, she would say, "Okay, come on out." And if we wanted to help her, right, she'd let us hold the water hose. And we'd be like standing out there holding the water hose. And then, of course, Scooby-Doo was calling. So we went back inside. But it stuck with me. That was a joyful thing to do. That was a relaxing thing to do. That felt good to do that. So I remember thinking, as I got older and I had my own house and I was with my daughter, I remember thinking, okay, I need a garden. I need to have some plants. I need to have, some flowers. Now I was not as brave as my mother with the roses. Didn't have roses, but I did have lots of impatiens and petunias. So I was out there, and those of you who know me, I had my little flower garden, right? So love the watering, barefoot. That's also kind of important. Just ground yourself, okay? Ground yourself. If you live in the city, get yourself a little bucket. Get yourself like one of those like foot things, like where you can, not fancy pants, you go to the dollar store, right? But just get a rectangular box. This is going to sound totally crazy. You're going to love me for this, okay? You're going to thank me in about 10 years. But get a plastic box. It could be Tupperware, it could be Rubbermaid, I don't care, whatever it is, probably 2x2, right? Something big enough. Put some dirt in there. Go get some dirt. And then whenever you just need, if you can sit outside on your balcony, sit outside on your fire escape, sit up on the roof, I don't care where you are. You're not around a garden and you don't have access to anything green or anything living, buy a ton of plants and then just get yourself a little box of dirt and put some water on the dirt and literally put your bare feet in there. Please, just try it. That will help you. If you have access to a park and you just take your shoes off and walk, that's even better, okay? That's way better because you have all this living energy coming from the root systems of the trees and all the shrubs and the plants and the whatever. So yes, please do that. But give yourself some plants. Get yourself a ficus tree. They're not that hard. If I haven't killed one, we're okay. The other thing that I would recommend is turn off your TV. Yeah. Did I say it? I did. Turn off TV. Okay, just turn off your TV, guys. Turn off your TV. If it's not feeding your soul, if it's not making you feel happy, if it's not enlightening your life in any way, if it is not making you crack up laughing, like rolling on the floor, like belly laugh, or make you feel, your heart feel good, right? Then don't watch it. Don't watch it. That's a lot of radiation coming out of that TV, let me tell you. A lot of energy. And it sucks you dry. Your energy, you're like, man, I feel so tired. How many of us have watched TV or binged on Netflix? At the end of the night, we're like, I just want to go to bed. I'm like, so. And then we go to bed, and what do we do? What do we do? Let's be honest, because I'm totally being honest. This is like the honest channel, right? I'm totally confessing here. Hello, cell phone. I'm just going to check a few things. And there we are. Okay. I had to wean myself off reels. Why and how did that ever happen? I do not know. It's super pervasive. Okay. And it's totally addicting. So there I was watching TikTok, and this kid in about 5 different color sweatshirts, doing the, that there's some song, some sailor song or something, dun, 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 you know, and there it was, look at the green shirt. Why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why? That's the age old question. So this little guy, okay, little, well, she's not little, she's humongous. Because like, I can't read, I need glasses. So I'm like, so I put her in the kitchen. She's in the kitchen, she doesn't go to the room. No, no, no. And I try not to, I really do, guys. Bedtime here is about 10:30. And by 9 o'clock, I'm like, I put it somewhere. And then I just read or I just piddle around, right? I rearrange things. I put stuff away. I'm just getting ready for bed. You know, I got birds. I got 4 birds. Oh, that's going to be an episode. Don't think I'm not going to tell you about the birds. But I put them to bed. You know, I have to color their cage and do this and that, lock the house, whatever. We all have things we do. So that, guys, can be something that you can do. That has helped a lot. Helps me sleep better. I am not freaking out. I'm not looking at the phone every time something, even if I have it on silent, I see the light. Ooh, ooh. I'm like, oh, somebody texted. Oh my gosh. No, I don't need to check. You can wait till tomorrow. Okay, it can wait till tomorrow. It's not going to be a big deal. So get off your devices. Turn off the TV. And if you are going to watch something, gift yourself something positive. Love yourself enough to do something beautiful and gentle for yourself. Okay. And that could be something really beautiful. Beautiful. I think, you know, we don't think of that. We don't think about what our memory bank has in our head. We don't think about all the things we have put in here that come out unconsciously later. Okay. So right now, please just try it. Give it a week. What's going to cost you? Give it a week. Final thing that I would recommend that you guys do to help with some of this anxiety and some of the stuff that's happening, some of these symptoms from the ascension, is do something that brings you joy. Do something that brings you joy, whatever it is, whether it's coloring, painting, drawing, writing music, singing songs, you know, doing some karaoke. I don't care. Do something. I started coloring. I just started coloring. I got some colored pencils and my husband was like, oh, is that for your niece or nephew? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, why are we buying all this? I said, because I want to color. So I started coloring maybe about 2 years ago. Yeah. And I got some really cool stuff, guys. I mean, I've got some beautiful hummingbirds and artwork. And it's just, I don't care how it looks. It made me feel good. And when I feel better, the world is better. Right? Everything's good. You ever heard that? You guys ever heard that thing where it's like, you know, a happy wife, happy life? Yeah, it's true. So he's just like, go ahead, color all you want. So I paint. Lately I've been on this paint kick, right? I've been painting everything. I have lots of pots, lots of furniture, everything's painted. So do something that makes you feel good. Do something that brings you joy. And if you have someone in your house that starts to do creative things, encourage it. Encourage your kids to do things that are creative, you know, and just be gentle with one another. If, you know, they're having a breakdown, or if your husband comes home and is just not feeling it, or you're not feeling it, don't beat yourself up. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad. Don't beat yourself up. Just say, okay, tomorrow's a new day. I'm just going to take a minute, take a hot bath if you want, or a cold bath, whatever feels better for you. Self-care is really important at this point, right? But some of the basics, you know, spend time outside, get your feet in some dirt, get some sun, right? And just do things that will help your physical being, this little avatar, your physical body, help it to navigate all this stuff, help it to feel better. And that will shift everything for you. That will shift your energy. That will shift your mindset. That will shift your attitude. That will shift the way you feel, the thoughts you think, the energy that you put out into the universe, which affects everyone. Okay, we are all in on this together, guys. It takes a village. I keep saying that, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You know, I hope that you've enjoyed this message. I hope it resonates with you. Take what works, leave what doesn't. Know that it's done with love and light, and that I am super excited that you're watching this video. Thank you again, guys. Please don't forget to hit the bell. And don't forget that in this moment, you know what I'm going to say, right? I hope you know what I mean. In this moment, you are loved. God bless you. Have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening. Okay, take care. Namaste. Namaste. Bye.